This rather lovely guitar is part of the Ibanez Artcore range. It's a fully hollow jazz box guitar. As you can see, it's quite large, but there's nothing in there except air and struts. It's the AK105SM, and the SM stands for spalted maple, which is the wood used in the construction of the body. Now, I haven't looked this up, and I'm guessing that spalted maple has had some sort of disease or something goes on with it, because the actual graining of the maple has lots of little black highlights, almost like somebody has gone over it artistically and drawn black lines on some of the grain lines. So it's still quite a subtle finish underneath the antique brown that covers this model, and I'm guessing that the sonic properties of spalted maple are the same as maple, but there you have it. That was all speculation, so if somebody wants to look that up and let me know that I'm wrong, then so be it. The neck and headstock. Let's start with the headstock. The headstock is actually faced with a veneer of rosewood and has what looks like maple binding. I can't find anything that will actually verify this for me, but it looks like there's a maple edge to that particular part of the guitar that runs down the neck also, and is mirrored in these bindings here on the front and back of the body and in the F-holes. It looks like maple to me. I can't imagine why they would make plastic to look like maple when you can do the job with maple, so let's assume that they are maple bindings. The neck is also maple. Technically it's listed as a 5-piece maple Bubinga neck. Bubinga is a hardwood which I understand is related to mahogany. Again, I'm open for correction there. But in reality it's a 3-piece maple neck, because the Bubinga, 2 pieces of Bubinga are so thin as to only be decorative elements, and at that the dark brown finish makes them almost invisible anyway, so don't worry yourself about the Bubinga. The fretboard is rosewood and has fret markers that are oblongs of pearloid. That's the white material we normally see, and inlaid in those are sections of abalone, which is the colourful rainbow style of shell material that's generally used in higher end guitars. It's a rather elegant way of doing things. I rather like oblong fret markers, but when they're split up like this, it makes it look even more luxurious. The fret markers are mirrored by black dots on that maple binding, so don't worry. You can't see the fretboard. This guitar's too thick anyway, so you can be relying on these dots for a while, certainly. Okay, moving on to the body. It's as I say, it's a jazz box. It's quite thick, and it has the Venetian cutaway, which is the sharp pointed cutaway here, which gives it a very sort of antique-y feel about it. Moving on to the bridge. Now this is a floating bridge. It's not attached to the body. It's held there by string tension only. So when you get this guitar, it's going to need setting up. So go to the website and look at the written review. It will tell you how to set this up in the correct position. The other thing you'll notice about the bridge is there are no saddles. There's a single wooden, rosewood by the looks of it, saddle that holds the strings. It's angled for compensation, but there is no individual compensation, so it will take a while of a little bit of fiddly messing around to get this guitar intoned correctly, but once it's there, it should be fine, unless you take the strings all off at the same time. So when you restring, do them one at a time, and everything will stay stable. The tailpiece, this rather lovely Art Nouveau piece of gold design here, has slots underneath this edge into which the string ball ends go and are retained. The pickups are Ibanez Super 58s medium output humbuckers, and they're controlled by, they have a volume and tone control each, which are topped with top hat knobs which look like they're made out of rosewood too. Three-way pickup selector completes the hardware. Okay, so it's a jazz guitar. You're going to be running it clean, very probably, but the 58s do have a little bit of rock and roll in them. So if you wanted to use it for some rockabilly and stuff, they are capable of overdriving your amp. Anyway, let's listen to them on a clean setting. This is the bridge humbucker on its own. So you're getting a flavour of the sound there. There's not a great deal of sustain as you'd expect from a hollow body. Sustain comes from the mass of the instrument, and this is really quite a light guitar due to its construction. Jazz, blues, as I say, take it into rockabilly and rock and roll. It will live there because it's got these medium output humbuckers that, if you were to put them on a solid body guitar, would certainly produce rock tones plenty. The only thing you're going to have to worry about is setting it up when you've got it. Setting it up again if you restring on a different gauge. Other than that, it's a thing of beauty with a lovely voice, constructed really, really nicely. It's sometimes you just have to sit and look at a guitar and promise yourself you'll allow yourself to play it later on in the day. I've been doing that with this guitar today. The Ibanez Artcore AK105SM Spalted Maple.